Satva, 48 minutes away from Trevor Lawrence, who will play for the Jacksonville Jaguars, taking on the Saints in the Caesars Superdome coming up on NFL Network. Let's look back to preseason action. Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh before Herbert's first career preseason game. First quarter.
Who else is he going to throw to but Ladd McConkey?
Got to go to Ladd for, 16 yards for Ladd McConkey. He set the Chargers rookie record for receptions last year with 82. Next play. Herbert looking deep down the sideline to Quentin Johnston, but Tanner Engel gets a huge hit on Quentin Johnston. He was down on the play for an extended period of time. Here's another look. Really, the ground caused a lot of this trauma as well.
He's pretty defenseless, too. So that's why they're trying to crack down on those kind of hits, but that's unfortunate. Hopefully he's okay.
Was carted off, diagnosed with a concussion, ruled out for the remainder of the game. A couple plays later, deep pass to Keandre Lambert-Smith for 29 yards.
That's the rookie.
That's also Cam Chancellor's actual nephew. So
yes, it is.
A lot of stuff there.
Good nugget.
Looking to the third quarter, Trey Lance in now, and it's another Chargers rookie. Trey Harris, the second-round pick out of Ole Miss, gets 34 yards.
He was the favorite target of Jackson Dart at Ole Miss the last couple seasons. Expecting big things with his speed and size.
Got ourselves a ball game. Fourth quarter now. Rams trail 22-17. Stetson Bennett maneuvering in the pocket, gets it to Brennan Presley. Gets a 40-yard catch.
Sometimes you throw it into a crowd and it works out good.
9 seconds on the clock. Here's one more look at it. Who says it's just a preseason?
Yeah. Not to Presley.
Just throw up a prayer.
10 seconds left. First and goal from the Chargers. 8, Stetson Bennett. So True Edwards, the rookie out of La Tech, 8-yard touchdown. Bennett 28 of 40, 324 yards and 3 touchdowns. Feels good after that win. Some fun in SoFi for the Rams fans. Question is, with regards to their starting quarterback, let's bring in NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport. Ian, we've seen Matthew Stafford working to the side, dealing with a back injury, starting to get concerning as we get closer to the season. What can you tell us?
Yeah, what the Rams are trying to do is just find some sort of good news, some sort of good progress on their starting quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Remember, the original plan was on Saturday. Stafford was going to throw on the field workout as he had done the week before. Did about 60 throws. They thought he was going to be able to come back to practice last week. Was not able to come back to practice. Not like he had a setback, just really didn't get any of the progress that they had been hoping for his back. Remember, he is dealing with an aggravated disc that has kept him off the practice field. No word yet on whether or not he went through those throws on Saturday as they had planned. A Rams spokesman declined comment to local reporters. McVay is going to address the situation Monday. It is status quo right now. They just want to get Stafford feeling a little bit better before he gets back on the practice field.
Yeah, huge implications there, especially in the division in the NFC West. So let's go elsewhere in the NFC, Ian, because Jerry Jones had said last week sometimes he enjoys the controversy, the discussion surrounding contract talks. How long will he continue to enjoy this circumstance with Micah Parsons?
I don't know how much Jerry Jones is enjoying this right now. I don't know how much Micah Parsons is enjoying this right now, but I think it's fair to say this situation really has not moved for some time. Ever since several months ago, there was that very famous conversation between Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons about his contract, where one side left thinking a deal was done, and one side left thinking, all right, well, just contact my agent and then maybe we'll get something done. That is where they are right now. Micah Parsons, of course, very famously requested a trade. Have not gotten the sense at all that the Dallas Cowboys have engaged from any calls from anyone wanting to trade for Micah Parsons. Teams don't believe as of right now that they would do it. There is still, though, plenty of time. Remember, a lot of the landscape of this is shaped by other players. Aiden Hutchinson, one of the best young pass rushers in the NFL, still does not have a new deal. Wouldn't be surprised if that gets done first, then maybe Micah. So there is still time for the Cowboys to work this out.
Yeah, elsewhere in the division, other deals to be worked out. Saw that Terry McLaurin got activated off of the PUP list. Do we extract anything from that, Ian? Are they close to a deal?
Well, what we can extract from Terry McLaurin being activated off the PUP list is that he is getting ready to play football, and that right there is progress. He was one of a couple hold-ins in the NFL. He was officially activated yesterday, but it's not like he's just going to practice right now. As Dan Quinn said yesterday, they believe in their return-to-play process. They want to ramp him up. It is going to be slowly. It's a long season. They want to make sure that when it's time to get on the field and practice, he is ready. There's been no breakthrough in contract talks yet, but sometimes, Patrick, what can happen in these situations is just like James Cook, I would say, when a player gets on the field and gets closer and closer to being on the field ready to play, that's when contract talks really kick into gear. So stay tuned on this one.
Well, hopefully for Terry McLaurin, that process plays through. And hopefully for the Washington Commanders, their best receiver, NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport with the latest on multiple for the Saints today, and if so, who?
Well, we know where we sit right now. Spencer Rattler, he's played before.
Mm-hmm.
We know what we've seen from Spencer Rattler, and we know what we've seen last week. 7 of 11, 53 yards, sacked 3 times, lost a fumble, and no points. So you draft a quarterback in the second round in Tyler Shook. What do we see from him? He threw a pick 6, and we've seen resiliency.
Yeah.
15 to 22, 165 yards, came back after throwing a pick 6 and scored a touchdown. This is his battle to lose today, but I believe he can go out there and win it today.
Look, on the other side, for Trevor Lawrence, you got a new coach, you got a new system. They got to do some things to help Trevor. So they've done some things. You go out and you pick up Diami Brown, you go with Brian Thomas Jr., and you draft Travis Hunter. You address the offensive line. Liam Cohen came from Tampa, where they hadn't run the ball in 4 years, and they had a great running game last year. Part of it was his scheme. And then the other part is the defense they had the fewest takeaways in the NFL last year. Jacksonville Jaguars had 9 takeaways, the fewest. If they could take the ball away a little bit more, run the ball a little bit better, those are things that can help Trevor Lawrence, but ultimately he has to become a more accurate quarterback and make better decisions, and he has to stay on the field. So that's some of these things are on Trevor. Some of it is what Liam Cohen with the whole regime is doing for this team right now.
Yeah, we're going to have to look at some of the big options for Trevor Lawrence, like Evan Ingram playing in Denver this year, Christian Kirk over in Houston. They're going to have to fill in some spots. The guys he's completed a lot of passes to, hoping that some of those passes, a lot of them go to Travis Hunter. Excited about the opportunity and not playing today, dealing with an upper body injury. So let's just talk about how do they approach where he plays and how he plays in the preseason and the regular season. What should they do with Travis Hunter right now, Baldy?
Well, Liam Cohen has already come out and said that he has worked really to improve as a wide receiver. I think he's a wide receiver first, and I think he's got to prove that he can do all the things that you need to do in this offense. And then I think there's a place and there's situations where he can play defense. They're in man coverage. I'm pretty sure he can lock up and play that. I think the tackling and the physical part of defense can really wear any player down, regardless of your conditioning. So I think receiver first, and then I think there's a package for him defensively, Gerald.
Yeah, I agree. He's a receiver, and we always tag people with generational talent. But people mess up by saying generational talent versus generational player. He's extremely talented. He can play both sides of the ball. When you're drafted, you're professional. But the better you get, you become a pro. We don't know if he's a pro wide receiver or defensive back. So pick one position, which I believe should be wide receiver. And like you said, Baldy, he can have packages on defense, but perfect one side first and then start venturing over. I believe he should play on the offensive side of the ball.
It's a unique opportunity for him, a unique opportunity for a coaching staff to try to have somebody that we haven't seen.
What's up, Vikings fans? It's your guy Victor here, and welcome back to Report Vikings, your go-to spot for all things purple and gold. And today, we've got a spicy one. Micah freaking Parsons has officially requested a trade from the Dallas Cowboys, and guess what? Our Minnesota Vikings are being casually floated as a potential landing spot. I know what you're thinking. Victor, come on, that sounds crazy. And yeah, it does sound crazy, but let's break it all down. The rumors, the logic, the cap, and whether this is a dream worth chasing. Let's get into it. So here's what's going on. Parsons and the Cowboys can't agree on a contract extension, and it's gotten so ugly that the Cowboys are apparently trying to bypass Parsons' agent. That's insane in today's NFL, like borderline disrespectful. As a result, Parsons requested a trade, and now the internet is going wild with trade proposals. And yes, some folks are seriously mentioning the Vikings as a dark horse. Ted Nguyen from The Athletic tweeted, Micah Parsons to the Vikings would be cinema. Even Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk got in on it. He named all the usual contenders, the Bills, Ravens, even the Broncos, but he also added that Parsons would be a fascinating chess piece in Brian Flores' defense. I mean, tell me that doesn't give you goosebumps. Let's be real. He'd be perfect here. Like, Ridiculous. You're talking about adding one of the most dominant defensive players in the NFL to a pass rush that already includes Jonathan Greenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, Dallas Turner, Bo Richter. And imagine Parsons in that mix. There's an old NFL saying you can never have too many pass rushers. Well, this would push that philosophy to the absolute limit, and I'd love every second of it. Brian Flores would probably pass out from excitement. The versatility, the speed, the pressure packages, it would be chaos for opposing QBs. Okay, let's talk price. To get Parsons, we're not talking about a mid-round pick and a thank you card. Here's a hypothetical trade that's been floated. Minnesota receives Micah Parsons, 2026 second round pick, 2027 fourth round pick. Dallas receives Dallas Turner, 2026 first round pick, 2027 first round pick. And honestly, that might not even be enough. Parsons is arguably a top 3 defender in the league. And only 26 years old. You'd need to bring out the Godfather offer. 2 firsts minimum, maybe even a key player. Does Kwesi pull that trigger? I'm not so sure. Let's take a breath. Will the Vikings actually trade for Micah Parsons? Probably not. I mean, come on, Jerry Jones is still Jerry Jones. He's already out here talking to ESPN, trying to calm the fire, saying stuff like, there's always negotiation, don't lose any sleep over it. Which, to me, sounds like he knows the media's picking this up and he's doing damage control. Unless Dallas completely fumbles this and Parsons forces his way out, I just don't see Jerry letting his defensive star walk over contract drama. But hey, we've seen crazier things in this league, and if somehow Parsons becomes available, Kwesi at least has to pick up the phone. Alright, Vikings Nation, I gotta know, would you trade 2 first-round picks and a player to bring Micah Parsons to Minnesota? Would you go all in for one of the most dominant defenders in the NFL? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from every single one of you on this one. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to share this video with another Vikings fan who needs to dream big with us. This is Victor from Report Vikings, and whether it's news, rumors, or straight up madness, you know I'll be here breaking it all down with you. Skull, fam, let's ride.